Hello everybody. So we've been traveling a long time already, not that you were here for it, but I stayed up till like 4 last night writing in a Dunkin' Donuts. It was a good time. I actually switched from a Starbucks to a McDonald's to a Dunkin' Donuts because they all kept closing. But then Dunkin' Donuts is open 24 hours. So hey. But yeah, I hung out there, and we are in Roswell, New Mexico now. In case you didn't know, this is the supposed site of an alien UFO landing before, the government whisked it off to Area 51 in Nevada. So, supposedly it's in Nevada. I don't know. But we are here. There are alien things everywhere. All the stores have aliens on them. Oh, there's a tattoo place with aliens on it. I can get an alien tattoo. No, I don't think so. But yeah, we're here. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go to the alien museum. Should be a good time. Afterwards, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. This is pretty much my plan for the day. Oh, someone just parked next to me. Welcome to the aliens. Yeah, we might drive to Carlsbad and be ready to cave tomorrow. I might have someone letting me stay the night here in Roswell, so we'll see. But it'll be a good time. Let's go see some alien things. Oh, let's go. Okay. Shotty kidding? Gonna make 2.
The American Broadcasting Company and affiliated stations present Headline Edition with Taylor Grant. Today's edition presents a roundup of the latest developments in the finding of a flying disc. Late this afternoon, a bulletin from New Mexico suggested that the widely publicized mystery of the flying saucers may soon be solved. Army Air Force officers reported that one of the strange discs had been found and inspected sometime last week. Our correspondents in Los Angeles and Chicago have been in contact with Army officials endeavoring to obtain all possible late information. Joe Wilson reports to us now from Chicago. The Army may be getting to the bottom of all this talk about the so-called flying saucer. As a matter of fact, the 509th Atomic Bomb Group headquarters at Roswell, New Mexico, reports that it has received one of the discs, which landed on a ranch outside Roswell. The disc landed at a ranch at Corona, New Mexico, and the rancher turned it over to the Air Force. Rancher W.W. Brizell was the man who discovered the saucer. Colonel William Blanchard of the Roswell Air Base refuses to give details of what the flying disc looks like. In Fort Worth, Texas, where the object was first sent, Brigadier General Roger Ramey says that it is being shipped by air to the AAF Research Center at Rice Field, Ohio. A few moments ago, I talked to officials at Rice Field, and they declared that they expect the so-called flying saucer to be delivered there, but that it hasn't arrived as yet.
Sorry. Oh, you're fine. Okay, so this is a wrap up from yesterday after the Alien Museum, because I meant to do a wrap up, yesterday, but I went and had dinner and tried to upload a video, and it took forever, and it was dark by the time I was finished, so if I had sat in my car, you would be seeing black right now. So, yeah, Alien Museum was cool. I'm not really sure if I believe all of it. But a lot of people thought my skeletons were aliens. So I got a lot of comments like, "Ooh, those alien earrings," and I was like, "Oh yeah, skeletons. But, they can be what you want them to be. It doesn't matter." But it was interesting. I'm not sure how much of that they put up there is real, or if it was just made up for entertainment, but I mean, I'm sure there's some truth to it. From what I read, the government seemed very interested in covering it all up, and if I know anything from my Avengers movies, it's that when the government tries to cover something up, usually something has happened. So, whether they know what they have or had or didn't have, or if it was a weather balloon, or if it was a spacecraft, or whatever it was. It's an interesting theory, to be sure, there could be aliens. Sure, why not? I have no trouble believing that there's aliens out there. Surely we're not the only planet with life in the giant span of the universe. I mean, it seems a little arrogant to assume that, but, whether all of the stuff in the museum was true, I'm not really sure. But it could be. And I think that's the fun of it, You don't really know the truth. You can believe what you want to believe. Whatever makes you feel good. And I like to believe there's aliens out there. Not that they're coming to abduct us all or take over the planet or anything like that, but sure, there could be other life. Why not? What if they're sending us these things to try to get us to have a certain opinion of what they look like? And then they show up and bam! They actually look just like us, and you can't even tell. They're actually from some faraway galaxy. A lot smarter than us. Yeah, it was an interesting time. That's all I really did yesterday, because I drove for a really long time, which was fun. I enjoyed it, actually. I like long drives where I daydreamed basically the whole time I was in the car, and that's lovely. I love daydreaming for hours. Make faces. I do. I laugh at my own jokes when I'm daydreaming, or like if something awkward happens in my brain. It's like a movie in there. Like I'm watching it and I can like change it, but if something awkward happens, I just sit here and chuckle to myself, or go like, "Oh, no." Or if something really sad happens, I might cry. It's very, I don't know. My daydreams I connect to them like I do a book or a movie or something like that, The characters, they matter. And sometimes it's about me or my future, but most of the time it's like the stories. So, lots of stories in my brain. I actually saw this Tumblr post. Tumblr. Get all my information from Tumblr. Clearly it's correct. But there was this post, and it was called I follow Myers-Briggs stuff a lot, and it was like, do other INTJs suffer from maladaptive daydreaming? And it had these lists of things. I have never heard of this before Tumblr. I googled it, and apparently it's a not recognized really thing in the psychological field. Like, hasn't really been studied, I guess. But it was like had a list of all of these things that you do if you maladaptively daydream. I do I do all of them. Yep, I can. Here, I'll find the post. I'll read it to you. 'Cause I think it's very interesting that I have this thing. I don't know. Mal means bad, but I don't consider my imagination bad or my daydreaming bad. Yes, I do it a lot. And sometimes it makes me late. But, you know, I like my imagination. I would never want to, like, have treatment for my imagination, you know? Like, no, you can't take away my ideas. I like them too much. Not that there's, like, treatment. I'm saying this like it's a disorder or something. It doesn't feel like a disorder. It feels like there's a word for my life. Here it is. Symptoms of maladaptive daydreaming. Daydreaming excessively in a way that's often compared to an addiction. Excessive daydreaming often begins in childhood. Books, movies, music, video games, and other media may be a daydreaming trigger. The daydreaming itself is often detailed and elaborate, sometimes compared to a movie or novel. Repetitive movements while daydreaming are common, but not always present. Pacing, rocking, spinning, shaking something in their hand. I have a thing that I've done since I was a kid. I, like, make a fist and, like, move my fingers around in my fist. And I've been trying to break that habit since I was a kid, but I've always done it. It's like a thing. When I was a kid, I would do it when I was, like, really excited about something. So I'll just sit on my bed with, like, my fists clenched really hard when I'm thinking about something. They may sometimes talk, laugh, cry, gesture, or make facial expressions as they daydream. People suffering from this know the difference between daydreaming and reality and do not confuse the two. This makes them distinctly different from psychotics or schizophrenics. Some people will lie in bed for hours daydreaming and may either have difficulty going to sleep because of this or have difficulty getting out of bed once awake. They may also neglect basic functions such as regular meals, showering, and other daily activities because of their daydreaming. Daydreaming causes difficulties in their lives or prevents them from fully functioning their day-to-day life. So, I do all of these, but the way it, like, causes difficulties in my life is that I will, the sleeping thing is definitely true. I have trouble going to sleep sometimes because my brain is thinking. Difficulties in day-to-day life is like me getting up to get dressed and standing in the closet daydreaming while I'm supposed to be getting ready for work or something, and then I have to rush together in 5 minutes and leave for work. You know, it's made me late sometimes, but it's not like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like a problem. Yeah, I do sometimes skip meals, showers. Like, I'll spend like my day off. If I have a really interesting daydream I've been focusing on, I'll just sit around on my bed and daydream about it. And it's like reading a book. You know, it's interesting. It changes, and I can change it because it's a book I'm writing in my head. But yeah, distinctly, I am not psychotic or schizophrenic. I know the difference. It's just, I like to daydream is basically what this is saying. I don't think it's a bad thing. This post kind of makes it seem like a bad thing by calling it symptoms and suffering, but I'm not suffering. I enjoy my daydreaming a lot. Like, if I didn't have it, I'd probably feel really uncreative, or like, what else is my brain supposed to be doing? Like, it wouldn't do anything. Like, my daydreaming is my brain, like, thinking about stuff, thinking about everything. I don't want that to stop. I don't want to stop thinking about things. I thought this was normal. Like, if it's not normal, then what's going on in people who don't have this as brain? Like, what do you think about? Everybody daydreams. I guess I just do it too much. I don't think there's such thing. Daydreaming. Especially when I use it to write my stories, or paint or anything like that. Like, I don't consider this a bad thing. Maybe it just means I'm really bad at everything else. The one thing I'm really good at is daydreaming and thinking about things. That's what I'm good at. For better or worse, I'm good at thinking about things and overthinking about things. Really good at overthinking things. Take that away and I'm not good at anything. mediocre at a bunch of things, but daydream is what I'm good at. Just don't take that away, okay? Just leave me in my happy daydream land. Yeah, I'm happy here. It's okay. I don't think it's a problem. Like, no, and I wouldn't want it to be treated if it was like more recognized or something, and everybody was like, oh, you can take such and such medication to make you daydream less. Like, why would I do that? I don't want to do that. Don't take away my one thing, my thing. Don't take that away. No. I'm perfectly fine here in my world. I am on a trip. I am still living my life. Excuse you. Alrighty, I've talked about that long enough. So long.